Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we'll talk about the top 10 PS5 exclusives that have already been released and you can play right now. First up on this list is Asteroids Playroom. Asteroids Playroom is a 3D platformer where you, the player, takes control of the main character, Astro, which little fella has a lot of abilities ranging from the fact he can jump, hover, and throw heavy punches to objects and enemies. And the bot can also do a 6-spin attack when his punch is fully charged up. And with the game using the PS5 DualSense controller, you can feel the heavy vibration from almost every action being done in the game. Like for instance, different type of surface you walk, run, or jump on all have a different type of vibration. Now the game takes place on 4 different worlds named after the PS5 hardware, with CPU Plaza being the hub, GPU Jungle, Cooling Springs, SSD, Speedway, and Memory Meadows being at different levels. Each levels can be completed to earn rewards, and when all four worlds are completed, you'll be able to open the 5th world, where you'll be able to defeat a boss from the original PlayStation inspired game called the 1994 Throwback, where there is a T-Rex to be defeated, and once you have defeated the T-Rex, you will unlock the artificial PS5 control and the DualSense controller. Sounds cool enough for me, and the graphics is truly stunning, being one of the first games to be released with the PS5 back on November 12, 2020. Next up is Destruction Allstar. Destruction Allstar is a vehicular-style combat game that was developed by Lucid Game and published by Sony Interactive. In Destruction Allstar, you can choose from 16 different characters, which are called Allstar, who have their own set of unique abilities called Breakers. These Allstar also have their own unique vehicles, but these vehicles can only be spawning when the hero meter is all filled up. These zero vehicles also have their unique set of Breakers abilities. At the beginning of each match, the player is spawned in an arena with random vehicles that they have to hurriedly get into and unleash chaos before chaos is unleashed up onto them. Once you have entered a car, the objective is to destroy as many players as possible before your car is destroyed, and once your car explodes into bits and pieces, you will have to hurriedly rush into a next random car before any other player hits you with their own vehicle. The game is very beautiful, making very well use of the PS5 powerful hardware, and also put the PS5 DualSense controller to good use. With amazing vibration that reacts to the game's chaotic environment, Destruction Allstar was released on February 2, 2021. Up next is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is an enhanced version of the Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PS5 that has a ton of new content that was developed and published by Square Enix. With your main playable character being Cloud Strife, a young mercenary with an amazing array of skills and powers, and you'll be doing tasks for a company known as Avalanche. You will also have a lot of companions to aid you in battle and give order to while in battle. Now the game graphics is very beautiful, being actually one of the best games to visually be on the PS5, at least in my opinion. The game is capable to run at 60 FPS at 1620p, while it will also be able to run at 30 FPS at 4K. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade was released on April 10, 2020 for the PS5. Next up is Returnal. Returnal is a third-person shooter developed by Housemarque and published by Sony Interactive. In this game, you take control of the gaming character named Celine, who is an Astro scout who landed on a planet of Atropos, searching for the unknown white shadow signal, and ended up being trapped in the time loop, with little to no help as she ended up on this planet after disobeying orders, and the fact that her ship has suffered major damage and she was forced to crash land with no way of contacting back the Astro headquarters. But without a chance, she continued on to search for the white shadow signal while fighting off aliens and being plagued with random vivid visions, and the fact that the planet changes with every loop, but there's a ton of like high power weapons that she can use to destroy enemies and survive, so that's pretty good. But soon enough, Celine starts to discover things from her past, including her childhood home and also dead bodies of herself. And soon enough, she discovered that she was actually the one that shot down her own ship. Yeah, this game is a roller coaster, I know, but you guys can enjoy this roller coaster for yourself. Returnal was released on April 30, 2021. Next up on this list is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a third-person shooter platform game developed by Insomniac and published by Sony Interactive, and being the 16th installment in the Ratchet & Clank franchise and the follow-up and sequel for both 2013 Ratchet & Clank into Nexus 2016 Ratchet & Clank. But the gameplay is from 2016 Ratchet & Clank, but with more improvements ranging from its stories, weapons, and game world. The game starts off Ratchet repairing a device that can be used to open rift to our dimension. Clank did this so that Ratchet can go off searching for his Lombax race and find missing family members. But everything turned sideways when Dr. Nefarious attacks attempting to steal the device, but the struggle during the fight led to Ratchet accidentally shooting the device, rendering it unstable, which leads to it opening up rift randomly and to random dimensions, and ultimately pulling Ratchet & Clank into the dimensions, separating them both in the process. The visual of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is truly next gen, very beautiful with colors and lighting and well done textures, also ray tracing. There's also a new ways and vehicles to travel around the world, and a ton of ridiculous weapons for you to use on your enemies. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was released on June 11, 2021. Next up on this list is the Stranding Directors Cut. The Stranding Directors Cut is an action-adventure walking simulator that was developed by the great Hideo Kojima and his team back at Kojima Production, and the game was published by Sony Interactive for the PS4 and PS4 Pro back in 2019, but the updated version of the Stranding Director's Cut was actually made exclusively for the PS5. The game features new content and gameplay, more missions, more items, and utilities to aid you on your journeys. You basically play as some bridge, a porter that delivers multiple package around the island and various cities, all while he has to look out for enemies that kills porter to claim their cargoes. The Director's Cut bring in future like new race time trials and new assistant robots to help you carry your package around, and even can carry you around if you're feeling a little bit on your knees. The game also adds in a new cargo launcher and a boot to help lessen fall damage, and also a lot of new quests and cargoes to be delivered, and also a few side missions and a refined and well done graphics with a major improvement over the base game. Death Stranding Director's Cut was released on September 24, 2021 for the PS5. Next up is Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls is an action-adventure role-playing game that was developed by Bluepoint Games and published by Sony Interactive. Now, Demon's Souls was one of the several PS5 games launched with the PS5 back on launch day on November 12, 2020. Now, Demon's Souls originally made back in 2009 by From Software for the PS3, but the 2020 remake had a lot of things to offer, with improved visual, frame rates, and content ranging from new weapons, new adventure, new story, new missions, and a ton of side quests. And not to forget about the well-designed bosses that were made to just really make you question your own existence with how difficult they are. Now, while these bosses are truly terrifying, if you manage to add a bit of raw emotion with a few monsters guarding forsaken grounds or just protecting the place or items of their past loved ones. And that's one beautiful game that I gotta say, that's very beautiful. But it doesn't only manage to literally drive you insane, it makes you feel a little bit emotional. But if you're a hard grinder, you should have a lot of problem defeating some of these bosses, but they are truly rewarding. Just manage to defeat a boss, finally defeat that boss that you try to kill 64 times. That's a great feeling, with almost all of these bosses giving you great rewards and good loot and weapons. Demon's Souls was released on November 12, 2020 for the PS5. Up next is 2018 Marvel Spider-Man Remastered for the PS5. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered is an action-adventure single-player fighting game that was developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive. In this game, you play as Spider-Man as he tries to take down a superhuman crime lord that goes by the name of Mr. Negative. That is basically set on taking control of the New York City's underground criminal world. Now, the combat in this game is very game-changing, all around breaking record back in 2018, also with its stunning graphics made things just 10 times better, with a lot of different enemies to beat down, and a lot of people to keep safe, civilians to keep safe, and a lot of side quests to do, so you really can't get bored. Because once you finish something in this game, there's always something else to be done. For instance, unlocking all the Spidey skins and abilities. The game also has a lot of secrets and Easter eggs just waiting to be discovered. And the PS5 remastered version has all that to offer, with more improved visuals and frame rates and controls, thanks to the PS5 power and its DualSense controllers. And with the sequel said to be in the making, I would recommend giving this Marvel Spider-Man Remastered a try before the next one. This game was released on November 12th, 2020, my bad. Next up on this list is Deathloop. Deathloop is an action first-person shooter that was developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda. In Deathloop, he will take control of a man named Colt that is trapped on a fictional island of Black Reef that resets every 24 hours or reset after every 3 times that Colt has died. And the only way for a Colt to be free from the loop is to kill the 8 visionaries in 24 hours. Sound easy, but the inhabitants of the islands are a bunch of partygoers that are trapped under the mind control of the loop and the 8 visionaries, and they will attack you and kill you on the spot. The game focuses on stealth and somewhat has a bit of goriness to it, with a lot of weapons and cool abilities like magic, double dump, and incredible speed and agility. The game kind of feels similar to Dishonored franchise if you have played any of those games. Now, the game is spread out between like 4 different districts: Updam and Carl's Bay, Fisted Rock, and Complex, with 4 period regions from morning, noon, afternoon, and evening. The game has an awesome story that delivers and is filled with a lot of plot twists to keep you on the edge, and the PS5 gameplay is flawless with a pretty decent graphics and frame rate. The Deathloop was released on September 14, 2021 for the PS5. Okay, last thing on this list is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man Miles Morales is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, PS5 launch title, with the game's story being based off the comic superhero Miles Morales. The game was developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive. In this game, you'll be taking control of Miles Morales Spider-Man as he's facing off with high-tech criminals, basically a criminal army known as a Tinker, which steal high-power energy to build strong weapons and armor. The game also offer a lot of side quests and abilities to interact with your fans and do quests and favors for them. There's also a ton of bad guys to smash away with your large array of Spidey abilities, chain attacks, and new gadgets and power up, and also new cool suits to unlock and swing to be used to swing around the city looking all fancy. The game introduced a new power up called the Venom Blast that unleashes a power attack that is known as a Mega Venom Blast that can either stun or knock out your enemies. And also you also have the skill to go invisible for some time. The storyline is great and brilliant. It's not as stunning as the 2018 Spider-Man, but for what it is, the game actually nailed it. The PS5 support for 4K ray tracing, and Spider-Man Miles Morales are released for the PS5 on November 12th, 2020. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you all for reaching the end of the video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share your ideas and what y'all thought about this video in the comment. I would love to hear from you guys. Leave a like, subscribe, and again, I'll see you guys in the next one.